What's up, guys? It's Ryan with appcounter.com, and I've got the May 6th iPhone application to take a look at for the app counter. Before we get the application review started, I want to go ahead and apologize for taking about a week and a half off of the app counter. Had a lot of things to take care of in my other business, so I kind of put the app counter on hold. I'm still going to pick up all the applications that are listed on the app counter. They're just kind of postponed about a week and a half, so I want to apologize for that. I also have a pretty big announcement coming in the middle of May, so stay tuned for that. With that said, we're going to go ahead and get straight into the application review today. The application that we're going to take a look at is an app called Trip Journal. Trip Journal is basically exactly as it says. It's a journaling application for any trips that you take. Cool thing about this application is it will actually use manual positioning or GPS positioning. You can choose to pick whichever one you want. There's 5 different options when we load the application here. We can select a new trip, we can continue the trip we're on, we can see the archives, the settings, or we can actually leave the developer feedback right here if we'd like to. I'm not going to leave them feedback. I'm going to go ahead and click on the archive here. Has a really cool kind of like a film roll for your existing trips. Now you can click on any of those trips. You can see the trips that you went on. This was kind of the first testing. I just set up some waypoints here. Now a little bit about this application. First off, it's incredibly detailed. I'm probably going to miss some of the features of this application. It is a very, very in-depth application. If you like to travel, if you like to share your trips with your friends and family, definitely check this application. And I want to apologize for skimming over some sections. It's an incredibly detailed application. So with that said, again, you can actually view any of your old trips in this little film roll here. You can delete, edit any of the trips here. I'm not going to go into those real quick. I want to show you the settings. We have unit settings, video quality. You can actually take pictures and video, and you can geotag your images based on wherever you are in the world. You can geotag them. You also have a proximity sensor. And I can also export these settings, so I can export any of my trips to an email address, or I can export any photos that I'd like to. Let's see, instead of creating a new trip, well actually I'll just create a new trip real quick. We can continue the trip, we can continue the trip that we're on, but I'm going to go ahead and create a new trip. I'm going to use manual positioning. It's just going to set me up on the map, probably in Orlando, because that's where the last thing when I was testing this application. So let's say that we're visiting Disney in Orlando. I'm going to go ahead and click Save. It's going to ask me a few things. If I want to recalculate position, if I want to create trip, I'm going to go ahead and rename this. Let's say Disney trip. Go ahead and click Done. I'm going to click Create Trip. Now, since we already had a previous trip open, it's going to ask me if I want to basically end that trip and start a new one. I'm going to go ahead and click Yes. Now, here's my trip. I have a few different options here on the bottom. I also have a trip admin. Very cool features. I can share this trip at any time if I want. If I want to export to Google Earth, Picasa, Facebook, Flickr, or I can actually tweet my current position. This will use the geolocation feature. So at any time I can actually just click tweet, and it'll geolocate where I'm at, and it'll send a tweet to all my followers. I'm not going to do any of those right now. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my current trip, and I want to show you a few things with this. First off, let's say that I'm at Disney. I want to capture something here. It's now going to bring up my menu. Again, I can ask it. It can determine my current location, but since we're not in Orlando, I'm not going to determine it. Again, this is the camera right here. I can select pictures or video. I'm just going to go ahead and snap a real quick picture. I put a quarter in there. Snap that picture. Now whenever I use this picture is actually going to get saved to this waypoint on the map. So I can actually rename this photo. I can attach a comment. I'm just going to go ahead and click Save Photo. Now that picture is actually saved to this waypoint. I can write a note here. I'm going to write fun times at Disney. Oops, and I don't think I saved that. No, I did save that. So fun times at Disney. I can also add a new waypoint. A very cool feature, again, if I have the GPS location on, is this track route. At any time I can actually click track route, and I can just basically lock this application. It will literally track my route through GPS as long as the application is open. And same thing, if I lock this application, it's going to say track route off, but it will give you the elapsed time of the trip. So again, as long as I leave this application opened, it will keep continuing to track my trip. Very cool feature. I'm going to go ahead and double tap this to unlock this again, and I want to show you now the map feature. So we're going ahead and click locate on map, It says we're here in Disney. Now I'm going to load up the options right here. And I'm going to go ahead and click add another waypoint. So let's say now at any time, again, I'm not going to actually just hit this tweet. So again, at any time while you're on the map, you can actually hit tweet current location. And again, it will use the GPS feature and tweet your current location. Let's say that we flew from Orlando down to Key West down here. Say we got tired of Disney, so we decided to go to Key West. Now I'm going to click save waypoint. Now this is actually going to give you just like a trip would. Let's say, okay, we started in Disney there, now we went to Key West, and at any time I can add another. Let's say we went from Key West to, let's say Miami. Add another waypoint here in Miami, right here. Go ahead and click save. So now again your trip is going to be saved, and these waypoints are saved along the way. So at any time I want, I can actually view. Let me go in here to the options real quick. I can see my different waypoints. I can sort by the name. I can sort by the date. So again, if your trip is actually extended through multiple days, you can actually sort again through that. This is obviously taken, or this trip is being filmed through minutes, so we're not going to be able to sort by date. But a very cool application, tons and tons. There's probably some things that I missed in this application, which I want to go ahead and apologize to begin with, but if you like to take trips, if you like to journal your trips, update your friends, your Twitter followers, anything about your trips, and again, save your trips. So we'll go and show you the trip admin here, not the trip admin. Go all the way back to the main menu. Save all of your trips that you've been on. You need to check out Trip Journal. It's a very cool application, especially for the avid traveler. I hope you enjoyed the May 6th iPhone application the iPhone app review for the app counter. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you all have a great day.